What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here in NBA 2K25, here doing an expansion rebuild, one of our last expansion rebuilds that we'll do for quite some time with the offseason coming up, as today we're going to be doing an expansion rebuild in Pittsburgh. The reason being is Pittsburgh has a professional team in every sport, every major sport that is, other than the NBA. So let's go ahead and give the NBA an expansion team and do this Pittsburgh Force Rebuild in 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells about 56% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall in that 56%, why not change that as we're on the road to 50,000 subs? That would be greatly appreciated. Also, for the first time in one of these expansion rebuilds, I extended the amount of players being protected. It still made a lot of them made no sense. Like, again, the Charlotte Hornets weren't protecting Brandon Miller, which I don't understand at all. Jalen Duren wasn't being protected by the Pistons. It's just very weird, but I fixed it, so I'm glad I was able to use her some teams. So as usual, we're going to simulate the draft, and we're going to see what we're left with after that. We'll load the draft class, and we'll see what this Pittsburgh Force team is looking like going into year one. So here is what your Pittsburgh Force rosters look like going into year one. So our best player is Chris Boucher. We also have Ben Simmons. We have Duncan Robinson, D'Anthony Melton, Steven Adams, AJ Mitchell. Ooh, I kind of like the addition of AJ Mitchell. I'm not going to lie. Zeke Naji, Bruce Brown, Isaac Jones, McLaughlin, Evan Fournier, Leonard Miller, Tillman, and Sidy Sissoko. So this is what it looks like. It's not terrible looking. Obviously, could be better. But for year number one, this is what the rotation will be. So we got AJ Mitchell, D'Anthony Melton, Bruce Brown, Tillman, Adams, Boucher, Ben Simmons, Duncan Robinson, and Zeke Naji. Now, funny enough, today's video, I'm kind of hoping we don't get a good pick because I feel like I've had Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, Cooper Flagg, and a lot of videos lately. So I'm kind of hoping we do not get a top 3 pick, as crazy as that sounds. I want to do something different today. So there's a chance at the trade deadline we might get aggressive immediately, because one thing I noticed that we do have is we have Ben Simmons expiring $40 million. So that could easily be thrown at some team, along with some other salaries. Like we have another a ton of other good salaries. Our pick should be super valuable at the deadline, so we may explore the option of making like some kind of crazy trade at the deadline potentially, but we'll see how the team does. But if I see at the deadline, of course, I'll show you what we have cooking. But so far, this team is doing much better than I anticipated, so who knows, maybe make the playoffs in year one, which would be insane to think about, but we'll see. So maybe I won't see the deadline, and maybe I will. We shall see. So we're at the trade deadline as we're 20-30 on the season right now, and I know exactly who I want to make a move for. Now, this isn't the most realistic scenario in the world, but it does sound like a ton of fun, someone I don't ever really trade for. The Orlando Magic are selling right now, and Paolo Banchero is kind of the guy I'm after, basically. He's 22 years old, 90 overall. Again, it wouldn't make a ton of sense for the Magic to trade him right now, obviously, but he sounds like kind of a fun player to build around, and I don't really ever trade for Paolo Banchero. So let's see if we can make it happen. It may be tough, but we're going to try anyway. So let's go see. This is the guy I want at the deadline, by the way, more than anything. So right now he's averaging 25 on the season, 4% from 3. I mean, he'd be an ideal player to build around as my number 1 option, potentially. Maybe get another guy with them going forward. But he's also got another year left in his rookie contract over this, I believe. So yeah, we have an avenue to pay someone this offseason too if we want. So let's start the trade with, I guess, D'Anthony Melton. So Melton for Paulo isn't going to get it done straight up. We obviously have to offer our 2025 first, which I'm fine with, because if it means we get Paulo, that would be awesome. Because like I said, I kind of wanted to stay away from drafting the usual guys I've been getting lately anyway. So do I have anybody more valuable? Okay, so Melton, a 2025 unprotected, 2027 unprotected. That doesn't get it done. Okay. It would suck to trade AJ Mitchell because I know how good he can be, but oh, he's averaging 19 points per game right now. Could he be thrown in this? We'll see. Let's say we throw a 2026 in here, and they don't agree to it yet. Okay, we're getting closer, I think, to this trade maybe potentially happening. Champion rule just doesn't exist right now. We trade every first we own. That doesn't even get it done. Okay, I was willing to do it if it meant we got him, but maybe we can't get Paolo Banchero. It would have been a ton of fun, but maybe that dream is going to die before it even started. So AJ Mitchell, and let's say we gave you Zeke Naji. They can't take on the extra players. Okay. What if you give me Caleb Houston? Okay. What do we got here? Nothing. Damn. Okay. So I don't think Paulo is going to be possible. If our pick was, if we were worse, I think it might have been, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter. So would have been awesome to grab him, but unfortunately not going to happen. So we'll have to go pivot somewhere else. So another guy I'm going to pivot to, while this isn't like a superstar acquisition, I like the idea of it because he's from Pittsburgh, at least the college. So I'm going to see if I can get Bub Carrington here at the deadline. It's not, like I said, a superstar acquisition by any means, but let's see if we can make it happen. He's currently listed at the shooting guard spot, so him and AJ Mitchell could be a backcourt potentially. So I'm going to go ahead and throw them, like, I guess Tillman isn't enough. We need a little bit more money in here. Let's say AJ would almost, okay, so Zeke Naji instead. I don't know if I want to trade my 2025 first, but what about my 2026? They don't agree to that. If I gave you, I'm struggling to make any kind of move here. 2028 as well? No. What about some seconds thrown in here? And they agree. Okay, so we get Bub Carrington. It's not a superstar trade, but Carrington being from Pittsburgh, it sounds kind of intriguing to bring him in. So I'm actually going to go ahead and throw him in the starting lineup right away. So we didn't get what we wanted for Ben Simmons, unfortunately. I didn't really like a lot of the options that were left. I threw Ben Simmons in some trade finder along with our 25 pick. Didn't really see anything, honestly, unfortunately. So that really was unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we'll just hang on to Ben Simmons and he'll just simply expire and he'll walk off in the sunset. All right. I will see you guys at the end of the season. We bring in Bub Carrington. I'm not expecting that to turn our season around, but he's going to slowly develop, which will be nice, obviously, having him as a staple for this team. Shea wins MVP. AJ Mitchell does win Rookie of the Year. No surprise there. Obviously had a big path to being the #1 scorer, and he took advantage of that fully. So all NBA teams, obviously we're not going to have anybody there, but we do get AJ Mitchell, and we get Carrington to make it as well. We do. So both Bub and AJ Mitchell AJ Mitchell's older at 22, but they're probably our future backcourt of this video, which is fun because that's kind of like an unorthodox backcourt I've never really built around before, but sounds intriguing. So let's go ahead and see who goes on to win the championship. So we have Final Four being Boston, New York, Dallas, Sacramento, now Dallas and Boston, and the Dallas Mavericks going to win it all. Retirements, Chris Paul, Lowry, Mike Conley, some of the other guys there. But all right, fingers crossed. Honestly, it's weird. Like I said this earlier, but we're not even gonna have a chance of we're good. So we're not getting a top pick. Kansas City Knights do, though. So we get number 13. So we'll be picking 13. Should still be able to get some player that's good. So I'm gonna leave my head coach, Sean Castro, for now. I've learned to not fire my head coach right away because next offseason we can actually get a good one. We have a bigger budget. The 13th overall pick. Let's go ahead and see how this draft board falls. So flag to Charlotte. Ace Billy to Washington. Kansas City's going to walk with Dylan Harper, which is big. Casper's to Portland. Liam McNeely. Conrad. BJ goes to the Thunder. That's kind of terrifying. Brooklyn get Jeremiah Fears. Igor to Houston. Noah goes. Trey Johnson goes. And Asa goes. Okay, so who do we want? We have Derek Queen or Maluwak, which Maluwak seems like a no-brainer, honestly. But we could take Derek Queen instead because I've gotten Maluwak more recently than I've gotten Derek Queen. So I think I am going to go ahead and draft Derek Queen. So Derek Queen's going to be the pick in this one. So welcome to Pittsburgh, Derek Queen. Very happy to have you. Maluwak maybe is the better prospect. I don't know that for a fact, but they're both 75 overalls, and I like it. So we got our starting center going forward with Derek Queen. Like that a lot. And we have Sidious Sissoko as a free agent as well. Probably won't worry about him too much. All right, and we should have money to spend in free agency if we so please. Okay. So let's take a look at the roster. We have AJ Mitchell, Carrington, Robinson, Pacome Dadier, Isaac Jones, and Tillman, and also Leonard Miller. So I want to leave Derek Queen as a starting 5 next year, no matter what. So we basically need to address the forward positions this offseason if we can. So is there anybody that would fit super well here going forward? So John Collins, Quentin Grimes, Bobby Portis. Kind of looking for someone younger. So like Santi Aldama is he's interesting, but he is wanting too much money. I can't give him $19 million and feel good about that. Is there anybody else? Like Aaron Wiggins, maybe a little bit older than I'm looking for. Corey Kispert, 26. I don't know if I'm going to get much younger than that, though. There's Zaire Williams, but I don't know. I had him in the Brooklyn video for a while, and he just wasn't great from 3 the whole entire time. Yabusele. We got Davion Mitchell. So D'Anthony Melton, who's a bird rights guy. You have Charles as a backup 5 potentially, so I don't hate the idea of that. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with giving Charles I want to give him a player option. There it is. I don't know why I struggled finding that. Okay, so I'm going to give him a 1+1, and then Tyus Jones, Alexander Walker, Champagnie. I don't mind the idea of, so I'm going to give Champagnie a deal as well. 24 years old, so I like that a lot, giving him a shot. You have JRE, Isaac Jackson, and then AJ Lawson, 6'6", 3 points, 26% from 3 last year, but not a ton of volume. I don't know if I've really ever seen AJ Lawson become something before, but I'm willing to give him a starting shot to see what he does. So we're going to be super cheap this first offseason, and now I go too crazy here. 25 years old there. There's also Taylor Hendricks. Why is Hendricks out here? Give me a shot at Taylor Hendricks. I don't know why he's a free agent right now, but sign me up for that action. So let's get Taylor Hendricks on a deal as well. He got waived for some reason. I don't know why 2K loves waiving some guys. Is there anybody young as well? So we have Drake Whitehead here too. So we could just give like some young guys some flyers, but is there anyone else? There's Hendricks. There's Sensabaugh here too. Wow. A little shot by some of these. Let's go give Clowney an offer, and I think that will be it. That'll be kind of my offseason. Damn, I like some of these additions we're about to have. So Clowney, don't know why these guys are getting waived, but let's take advantage. So we will get everybody we went after. So we'll get Clowney, Hendricks, AJ Lawson, Shinpenny, and Charles. Don't get me wrong, we could have definitely spent our money on other things, but I like this a lot. I think this is going to be nice to have some of these young guys get an opportunity, see what they could become for us. So welcome all of you guys. And we still have money left over, obviously, because we didn't spend a ton on anything. We actually got some of these guys on multi-year deals as well that are going to be here for a while. So a lot of these guys are making like dirt cheap money, like Shinpenny, Carrington, Pacome Dottie's not making anything, Clowney's not making anything. So even next offseason, we're going to have some money to spend because Robinson's contract will be gone. Damn, we're going to be in a good position next offseason to go after a big free agent if we want. So AJ Mitchell, Carrington, AJ Lawson, I'm actually going to give a chance to start next year. Hendricks, I probably should give a chance as well. At 6'9", so I'm going to move him and Lawson to the small forward spot. One of them can fight over that. So Carrington, Duncan Robinson, Lawson and Hendricks, then Penny, Clowney, and then Charles and Derek Queen. So we're probably going to be pretty bad again next year, but I like the look of this roster. We could use a backup point guard really quickly, so give me Ryan Rollins on a 1-year deal. Sure, why not? We'll give him a 1-year deal, get ourselves a backup point guard. All right, so we got Bub Carrington up to an 81. We got AJ Mitchell up to a 79. Charles up. Taylor Hendricks is up. Lawson is up. Robinson is down, which we expected, obviously. That's all looking really good. So let's go take a look at the rotation for year 2. This is a super young team still, but there's a lot of promise here, I feel like. I can't wait to see what some of these young guys can do with an opportunity here in Pittsburgh. The proficiency obviously didn't get much better, which, I kind of expected. But let's go ahead and make sure that Charles doesn't start this year because I'm all in on Derek Queen getting the starting nod there. So we're going to go ahead and put non-starter on Charles, and Derek Queen should start after that. So it'll be AJ Mitchell, Bub Carrington, Hendricks, Shinpenny, Derek Queen, Charles, AJ Lawson, Ryan Rollins, Clowney, and that's it. So so that's fine. That's a fine rotation. So yeah, I'm cool with this. So let's go take a look at the shot tendencies. So we got AJ Mitchell's is pretty high to 79. So let's move, if I can find it. So let's move Carrington's up as well, because obviously he's going to be a big part of what we're trying to do here. Let's move these up. We'll go AJ Mitchell up quite a bit as well. Go something like this for both of the guys in the backcourt. Hendricks can maybe go up just a tad bit as well. And then Lawson's is fine. Shinpenny's is fine. We can maybe go up just a little bit there. Bring this down a little bit. All right. That's going to be what we're going to rock with. So, obviously expecting a pretty bad season here again. But so far, we were the first seed for a second. Yeah, probably not going to be a good team again. We did trade our first. So, I will say that we don't have any, there's no luxury for us to be a non-playoff team. We would like to make the playoffs, and if AJ Mitchell and Bub Carrington can make that happen, that would be the dream scenario. So we'll see if that does happen, because so far we're around 500, so maybe, who knows. Jokic is your MVP. Harper is your rookie of the year, averaging 27 for Kansas City. So shout out to Dylan Harper coming out of the gate right away, but I assume they pretty much have nothing else. So Bub Carrington does win most improved player, which is awesome. So 19 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Efficiency wasn't horrible. I would like it to, be a little bit better, but with higher shots in C, maybe that's why it came down just a tad bit from 3. Here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third, All Defensive first team, and All Defensive second team, All Rookie team. So we do get Derek Queen making it. So he averaged 10 and 8 and a block out of the gate. So I love that. That's awesome. And let's take a look at the stats. So unfortunately, we weren't good. We didn't make the playoffs. So AJ Mitchell averaged 21 and then 19 from Bub Carrington. So I might need to switch these guys around, by the way, because it looks like, Bub is more the point guard and AJ Mitchell's more the 2 guard for sure, based off these stats. AJ Lawson, I was excited to kind of get him, and he averaged 12 points and 36% from 3. So I like that a lot. And then 12 from Hendricks, 11 from Rollins, 10 from Derek Queen. 9 from Shinpenny, 7, and then 7 and 9 from Charles. So to me, we have a nice foundation, but I'm hoping to cash in this offseason on adding a superstar player next to what we have going on right now if we can. So Wolves and Pacers, the Wolves go on to win it all. Anthony Edwards is your finals MVP. So here is your retirements there, and let's go to the lottery. So unfortunately, we'll be giving our pick to obviously the Wizards. So it's 7 best projections, and thankfully, okay, so it looks like they're gonna get number, wait, what? The Rock or Wizards got number 9 via us. Okay, so we give them 9th pick. It sucks, don't get me wrong. And then the Wizards should also have number 1. So I didn't fix it yesterday. I'm gonna fix it today. I'm also gonna fire a head coach and move on to the next guy. Let's see if we can get somebody pretty good this offseason. So we have a couple options. So we're gonna offer Missoula a deal. Probably won't get him, but we're gonna go after Kenny Atkinson as well. And then let's go after Jason Kidd. So let's see if we can get one of those guys to sign. Kenny Atkinson says yes, so we'll probably just rock with that. So welcome. Go fix these draft picks, and then we'll get into free agency and go after what we want to go after. So no draft picks at all. We're just going to skip the 2026 draft. So we have Charles, who's a free agent, which I'm going to go ahead and actually I'm going to decline it for now because I want to kind of see what money we could go after. So I'm going to accept every single one of these for sure. And then qualifying offers, Isaac Jones, and so is AJ Mitchell, a free agent. Okay, so now for free agency, this is where I was hoping to offer someone a nice lucrative contract. So Hendricks and Lawson, Shinpenny, but this doesn't take me out of signing anything. I kind of want to stay away from signing anything in the backcourt, unless if we go after a shooting guard, I guess, maybe if that's there. But I would prefer to grab a forward in some way possible. So I tried to obviously get Paulo earlier, didn't work out. So I think I'm going to offer sheets on both Paulo, J-Dub, and Chet Holmgren. I doubt we get any of them, but I'm going to at least try and see if we get one of them. There's also Tari Eason and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and go big or go home, I guess. So I don't know why we can't offer more than this, but we can give Paulo a 1-year deal, but nah, that's not going to happen. So 4-year contract, and we're not his number 1 offer, so we're not going to get close to him. I wish I could give them no trade clause to give myself, you know, a better shot at them, but okay, so Jalen Williams has no other offers, and we'll go after Chet. So let's say we did, okay, so it looks like, okay, so Jalen Williams might be a win potentially, but I doubt it. So let's offer Chet also a player option to see if that would give us a advantage. I doubt that changes anything, but I'm just going to do it anyway. So let's go player option, see if that makes any difference at all. And then Jalen Williams, we probably don't have to worry about. So, but I'm also going to go ahead and give him a player option too, just because I don't know if that's going to lead to them maybe not matching it, which I doubt, but it's worth trying anyway. So player option for Jalen Williams, and we'll see what that turns into. All right, and then Luka Doncic, yes, it'd be fun, but that seems like a very easy way to be good, obviously. Trae Young, I mean, if we don't get any of these 3, which I have my doubts we will, but I'm still trying anyway. So Jalen Williams is the only one that accepted our offer sheet, and I assume the Thunder will match it. They did match it, and they don't. So that was a failure across the board. Luka is still sitting here, and no one has given him a good contract yet. Dude, if I just go after Luka Doncic, I mean, I didn't really want to, but if no one's going to give him a good contract, for crying out loud, I don't know, man. Feels too easy, though. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to. Dyson Daniels, though, does intrigue me, honestly, as like a guy that could come in and be really good for us. So I'm going to throw Dyson Daniels a nice contract. We have all this money to spend. We can move him to small forward, and he could be our starting small forward right away. So instead of going for Luka Doncic and making things super easy for myself, I'm going to see what that can do for us. So let's see. Daniels does accept, and we don't have to worry about, you know, them matching it either. So I'm going to announce the rest of these guys, and we'll have Dyson Daniels under contract. I do want to bring back AJ Mitchell as well, which right now it's not giving me that ability to do so, but I do want him to be a big part of what we're doing here, and this still gives us a ton of money to work with, even after give AJ Mitchell a deal. Okay, there's a good power forward worth going after. So him and Eason, I like that a lot. I'm going for it. Tari Eason and also Dyson Daniels. Yeah, sign me up. So let's do that. That looks pretty good. So that gives us a really nice forward starting duo next to what we have in the backcourt right now. So we move Dyson Daniels to small forward. Going to go up to an 88, which is awesome. So I like that a lot. So Dyson Daniels becomes a nice defensive wing for us. Now Lawson and Hendricks, we can probably move one of them to shooting guard if we wanted to. or we'll figure it out. Now, we do need a backup 5 still, so let's go for that too. So give me... I guess we can go Robert, or we can go Mitch Robinson, or we can even go younger, or we can go Sandro. Sandro, what did he do last year? He averaged 6-4. Zach Collins averaged 11-5. Charles with, you know what? Just give me Charles again. So we're gonna give him another 1-year deal. Don't want to commit to him. Let's do that and see if he'll sign that. And that gives us a nice little interesting team going into next season. All right, I like it. Let's go to player progression now. So hopefully we're able to be better defensively with that new starting forward duo with Eason and Daniels. I like that a lot. Carrington didn't go up as much as I thought he would this season. That sucks. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe they're not the right guys to be the starters going forward. I guess we'll see. Derek Queen went up to a 79, but let's go take a look at the rotation going into next season. I don't know if this team is going to make the playoffs. I thought Bub Carrington would develop more than what he did, but fortunately pretty disappointed by what I've just seen. So here's what we're looking like going into this next season. So it's Bub Carrington and AJ Mitchell. I did switch their positions around, so I feel like that fits a little bit better from what they're showing us. Daniels is starting forward at the 3 and Eason at the starting 4. Derek Queen still starting in the backcourt, or sorry, in the front court at the center position. Hendricks, Charles, AJ Lawson, and Shinpenny rounds up the rest of the rotation. I'm not gonna lie to you, if things aren't going super well, I may get aggressive at the trade deadline, because I thought AJ Mitchell and Bub would be kind of a fun duo to build around, but I might give up on it before I even give it a chance potentially. But we'll see. It all depends. If we're like good at the deadline right now, we're just mid like we've been. But if we start to get on a win streak and things are going well, which it could happen based off how this is going so far, maybe I keep them, or maybe we make some kind of aggressive trade approach to getting an actual backcourt superstar, because I'm not sure I can trust either of them to become that right now. I guess I'm giving up on Bub Carrington before I really give him a chance, unfortunately, but I'm going to see if I can get Scoot Henderson. He's averaging 26 right now for the Blazers, and they're rebuilding, so I feel like they might be open to moving him potentially if we offer them something nice. So I'm going to again try to see if Scoot can come in, and he does. So Scoot Henderson is now a Pittsburgh Force. We're the 7th seed right now, which is why I was kind of comfortable trading my pick, because I think with Scoot coming in, that gives us a legit score, which I like. So now Scoot Henderson's going to come in and average 26, assuming his shot tendency is still high enough, which I assume it is with that. So yeah, shot tendency is very high, which is what we want. So yeah, he's their number 1 option now in Pittsburgh. So we'll see what that turns into. But he's got some pretty good starting forwards next to him. I mean, we might even eventually be able to move this to where Eason's at the 3 and Daniels is back at the 2. And we can get like a legit power forward as well, potentially, if we don't like how things shake out this season. But we're gonna experiment with it right now, and then depending on how it goes, we might make some kind of bigger moves this offseason again. The Jokic wins MVP. AJ's your rookie of the year. Bones Highland's your 6th man Wemby defensive player. Maluwalk is your most improved player. Jokic clutch player, and Greg Popovich coach of the year, and Aaron Phillips is your executive. So here's your NBA first team. I'm assuming we might. Nope, no Scoot. I thought we might see him on here, but we did not. So we are in the play-in tournament. Although I will say we actually went 46-36, which is a damn good play-in tournament record for sure. But unfortunately, we're not in the actual playoffs per se yet. 26 from Scoop, 19 from AJ Mitchell, 16 from Tari Eason, 15 from Hendricks, 13 and 8 from Derek Queen, and then 11 from Dyson Daniels. So all looking really good. But do we beat the Lakers to get into the actual tournament is the question. So went through a game and we do win, so we're in the playoffs. We get to play Minnesota, who I do believe won the championship last year, so definitely got our work cut out for us here. So let's see how this goes. Game 1 goes to them. Yeah, we're probably gonna get, yeah, it's not there for us this year. Okay, that's fine, but I think I kind of know what I want going forward. So San Antonio and Toronto and the Spurs go on to win the championship. The Raptors win it all. LeBron, Kevin Durant were on the Lakers, and they're both retiring together. That's actually crazy to think about. But all right, to the lottery we go. We traded our pick away, and it ends up being what the 22nd overall selection. Okay, no big deal. So obviously keep Kenny Atkinson again. No point of getting rid of him. And then on draft night, again, I don't think we have a pick at all. Maybe have a second. We do. So I'm gonna let the assistant GM take care of that. Charles, I'm going to accept actually, and then qualifying offers: Noah Clowney, Scoot, and Hendricks, all free agents, which there's interest in bringing all 3 of them back. So let's start with Scoot Henderson, who we obviously, Leonard Miller is up to. He has not played for us yet, but I'm going to give him a deal. So let's give Leonard Miller a deal. We'll see what that turns into potentially. So bring those guys back, and then we will see what we want to do after that. But what I think I might end up doing, I think I might end up moving Dyson Daniels to the 2 guard, Easton to the 3, and then I'm still hoping, fingers crossed, Derek Queen goes up to like an 83 at least this offseason. Hopefully anyway. And then I'm trying to see if I can bring in a legit defensive power forward, and I think that would give us like a damn good team going into next season that I would feel really comfortable with if we find something we like. So, like, would the Timberwolves give me Jaden McDaniels potentially to add to that 4 spot? So Charles and AJ Mitchell for McDaniels straight up does not get it done. What if I offer Bacome Dadier as well? Still not in agreement to this, but man, would our defense would be pretty excellent next year. Man, this is about to give up a lot though. Winnington, that doesn't make the difference. And then, I mean, we could give Champagny maybe. Okay, they agree. So we get, we also get, so we kept Leonard Miller out of the trade as well. We get Jaden McDaniels. So now we're about to have a legit defense next year. Tari Eason, McDaniels, and Dyson Daniels is going to be pretty interesting. With Scoot in the backcourt, Derek Queen, I like it, man. I like it a lot. But let's go fill out the bench now. So I'm going to sign Terrence Shannon to a deal, who I just signed. We don't really have the opportunity to get a good backup 5, which sucks. So Clowney actually might be slid down to the 5, basically. I think that's probably our best avenue, because Hendricks and Clowney should both come back in their qualifying offers, which will be nice. And yeah, so having both of them back is awesome. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. So now you have Derek Queen up to an 84, which is what I was anticipating, and it worked out that way. Awesome. Hendricks 82, Leonard Miller, and Terrence Shannon, who I mentioned when we signed. But now you have Scoot, McDaniels, and Dyson Daniels. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Also, what is Bub Carrington now? Because maybe I was impatient with him, but he is now a... what is he? He's an 84. Honestly, I think we probably made the best decision by just moving to Scoot instead of keeping Carrington. All right, I like it. But let's go take a look at the proficiency and the rotation going into, I think, year number 4 at this point. All right, so let's go take a look at the rotation going into next season, as it's a 4-star at balance, but this is what we're looking at. So we have Scoot Henderson, Dyson Daniels, Tari Eason, Jaden McDaniels, Derek Queen, Taylor Hendricks, Leonard Miller, Noah Clowney, and Terrence Shannon. I like it a lot. Proficiency, 4-star balance, 3.5 grit and grind, 3.5 pace and space, 4-star perimeter centric, post centric 3, triangle 2.5, 7 seconds, and then I was kind of curious what defense would be, because Tari Eason, Dyson Daniels, Jamie Daniels all fed that extremely well, but obviously Scoot and Derek Queen not so much. But I will leave it at balanced, because that, you know, is fine. Seems balanced enough to do, and we'll see how this is going to go. But I'm expecting a playoff type season. We made the playoffs last year, but snuck in from the play-in tournament. I'm expecting to be a top 4 seed this time at least. Will we win a championship this year, though? Remains to be seen. But man, do I like this team we've put on the books. I like it a lot. And we didn't have to do it with a top 3 pick today, which is even better. So let's go see how this finishes out, though, because so far things are going well. Jokic is your MVP. Stokes is your Rookie of the Year. Amen is your 6-man Wemby Defensive Player. Boozer Most Improved. And Devin Booker Clutch Player. And Fernandez is your Coach of the Year. Executive does go to Mo Thompson, a.k.a. me. I'm the executive around here. As we get Scoot Henderson making the All-NBA third team, averaging 25, 50, 40, and 80 as well, which is awesome. All defensive first team and all defensive second team. Dyson Daniels makes it on here, averaging 12, 6, and 7. We get another all-defensive team? Nope. No, unfortunately not. But all right. We are the first seed in the Western Conference. So here are your player stats. You had 25 from Scoot, 16 and 11 and 10 from Derek Queen. So that's awesome. 16 from Tari Eason, 15 from Hendricks, 13 from Daniels, 13 from McDaniels, and 10 from Leonard Miller. So my hope is, though, we bring a championship, because, I mean, we've put together this team for that reason. They want to bench Tari Eason, which I kind of hate, but whatever, I guess. Oh, round 1, we get to play Denver, who has Jokic, so obviously Derek Queen will have his hands full there, so let's see how it's going to go. All right, I guess Hendricks is going to remain the starter for right now. So many current round, and we will be up 2-1, and we're up 3-1, and we beat them in 5. Okay, now we play Dallas, who sometimes goes on to win the championship. Nope, Hendricks is going to stay there. Okay, game 1 goes to us. Game 2. By the way, what does Dallas have now at this point? Irving, Branham, Derek Whitehead, AD, Lively, Gafford, AJ Johnson. All right, game 3. So far, so good. And we sweep them. I think our defense is... Ooh, I didn't mean to click somebody playoffs. We're up 1-0. Okay, so Brooklyn and New York on the other side, and we get to deal with Wemby and the Spurs. We jump up 1-0. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3. Are we about to sweep the Spurs? Oh, my Lord. We only dropped 1 game so far. So Brooklyn and New York, and we draw the net. So the team that was really good in the East versus the team that was really good in the West. So this should be a fun showdown to end this video off if we're able to get it done. So Walker Kessler, Porter, Claxton, Will Riley, Fierce. They've drafted well. Carter Bryant as well, who I believe I had in yesterday's video. So here goes nothing. Game 1 goes to Brooklyn. Game 2, wow, we're about to get swept by the Nets, aren't we? Damn. Wait, hold on. There is a possibility, potentially, we could come down from 3-0. It's not impossible. Got to go weighing one game at a time. So just got to win this one. And who knows? Anything is possible. Just got to come out and win this one. We'll have the lead right now, and we do hang on. Okay. Win one more. And then we have ourselves an interesting scenario. But the Nets come out firing. I don't know if they're going to allow us to get into this game. We're going to get dropped in 6, unfortunately. Damn. Okay. Well, that's all good. Let's run it back for one more season and see if next year can be our year. So I don't think I'm going to change anything. Obviously, things went well other than running into the Nets, who just now have the #1 pick as well to add on top of what they already have. So that's kind of scary. But I like it. So let's go to player options, and let's go see what we can do next year. So this year, we only got the 4th seed as we finish up at 54 and 28. So here are your player stats, if I can get there correctly. So we had 27 from Scoot, so 16 from Hendricks. Derek Queen's up to an 89 overall, 15 and 11. So, but do we win a championship is all that really matters, and that's on my mind right now. So here it goes. We get to play Sacramento in round 1. So they have Lonzo, Lil, Caleb Holt, Jaren Jackson, Sabonis, Jet Howard, Baba, Dash Daniels, and Zach LaVine, who's down to a 79 overall. Brutal stuff there. We sweep them, and now we get to play the Warriors. So, obviously, the Nets aren't even in the second round, and they didn't even... Wow. So, the team... That's kind of annoying. So, the team we lost in the finals didn't even make it in this year. That's annoying. But, dude, our whole lineup is almost a 90 overall, which is wild. Okay. Well... Warriors in round 2. So let's see how this goes. Rasheed Fleming, Bronny James ended up there. So Stephen Curry. So we will beat them in 5. Okay, but now we draw the Spurs, which we did take care of them pretty easily last year, but you never know. I feel like this could be way different, and they might return the favor. Unless we even the series, which we do. Can we win 3 straight? Yes. Win 4 straight? No, Game 7 is happening. All right. Game 7 in San Antonio. Can we get to the finals, or are the Spurs going to stop us dead in our tracks? Trying to go for 2 years in a row here in the finals, and this time take advantage of being there. We did beat the Spurs. Okay, so we get to play the Flag Hornets, who have LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Cooper Flag, Bridges, Mark Williams, Harrington, Lopez, Hood Schifino, and KJ Simpson. So a pretty good team. Game 1 goes to Charlotte. Game 2, damn, bro. For real again? Unless... Hold on. We might maybe force a Game 7, and then we could be talking. We were in this position last time, and we can maybe force this Game 7, and then we got ourselves a pretty nice battle to end this video, and we will force the Game 7. So Game 7 is happening rather than it, it didn't last year. All right, so they want to start Hendricks for it. Whatever. We're on the road in Charlotte. Can we win Game 7? We're going to fall short of bringing Pittsburgh a championship. It looks like we're blowing them out right now, and I think we might have taken care of business. So that is going to be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you end the video off with a championship. Let's go. So last year we were super close. This year we get it done. So I'm end it there, guys. These are the Pittsburgh uniforms as well, which they're pretty cool looking. They're not bad. I'm leaving LaMelo wide open to look at the uniforms. My fault, but they didn't inbound it off that, which is crazy. All right, so back to Harrington, back to LaMelo, and Henderson, who some of us thought were going to be teammates because Charlotte had a chance to draft him. Nice defense, and LaMelo does not get the lay-in to go. And transition, 1 second left. Shoot a half court for no reason. Almost went in, actually. But all right, guys, Pittsburgh Force are your champions. So I'm going to end it off that note. I felt like we brought in a nice defensive lineup around Scoot, which was the ultimate formula for us bringing it home. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Crushables, saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.